Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg's testimony today could lead to new calls for oversight from Congress. The company faces outrage over the exposure of personal information from most of its more than 2 billion users to third parties. A new poll by CBS News and YouGov shows 61% of Americans say Congress should do more to regulate social media and tech companies. A growing number of tech executives seem to agree. Tony DeCopel spoke to some of those leaders. He's outside Facebook headquarters, which is located at One Hacker Way in Menlo Park, California. Tony, good morning.
Good morning. For most of its history, Facebook's motto was move fast and break things. And that same spirit has come to define Silicon Valley, producing some of the richest companies in the world. But those unbridled days may be over, and not only for Facebook. So people out here are going to be watching Mark Zuckerberg's testimony closely.
100%. Actually, this is the hottest topic right now.
Ashish Tajnawal is a typical Silicon Valley success story.
I'll show you the app we work on with Home Depot.
A 30-something CEO running YML, one of America's top app developers. But if you think he's here to tell lawmakers to back off talk of regulating Facebook, think again.
You think most tech CEOs in your position believe Facebook should be regulated, more regulation is necessary for Silicon Valley?
I believe so.
Tajnawal is echoing a sentiment heard more and more from CEOs at major tech companies like Uber and Salesforce. Rising earnings over the past decade have made Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and Google's parent company Alphabet among the most valuable and powerful companies in the world. U.S. tech companies have largely avoided government oversight and instead attempted to police themselves.
Why did we have to wait for a bad thing to happen before regulators woke up to the potential for harm here?
And that's a really good question, Tony. Facebook was made aware of this in 2015-16, and they pretty much never made it public.
So do you think we'll look back on these days as kind of the end of the Wild West era of the internet? I mean, really?
Yeah. I think that it has the makings of that, for sure.
Aaron Levy is founder and CEO of Box, a data management company he started while still in college. He thinks Facebook's data controversy could change Silicon Valley forever, and he supports oversight of the tech industry.
There are so many examples where we don't have modern ways of either regulating, controlling, or putting the right protections in place in the internet age. And this is a fundamental issue that we're going to have to grapple with as an industry for the next decade.
He'll be rooting for regulations that strike a balance between consumer protection and the need for innovation.
If you were to over-regulate the industry and potentially make it really, really difficult to start new companies or be able to try out new ideas, you might prevent the next Facebook or the next Google or the next Lyft from ever getting started in the first place.
In his prepared testimony, Zuckerberg said protecting the Facebook community is more important than maximizing profit.
Yes.
Do you believe him?
I believe him because over the long run, if you don't protect the community, there will be no profit to have.
If Washington decides to regulate Facebook and Silicon Valley, do you think this age of innovation will be over?
Well, if Washington decides to regulate Facebook, I think that would be a good thing. And I feel it will be good for Facebook as well. Like, a lot of people who do not have the trust in Facebook will probably have more trust if Facebook is regulated.
Now, Zuckerberg's prepared testimony for Congress does not mention the word regulation, but in an interview last month, he said he's open to it if it's, quote, the right regulation. Norah?
All right, Tony, thank you so much.